Good evening. I'm Kate Hamill,
And Tatiana Isayenko.
and we're reporting live from the RX News Desk. This evening, we're going to talk about pharmacy purchasing and inventory.
We're going to discuss inventories, purchasing decisions, and how important to make the optimal purchasing choice, because inventory makes up to 70% of the pharmacist's investments.
So let's take a look at an independent pharmacy in Woodstock, Georgia, and learn about their purchasing and inventory control policies.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here at Woodstock Pharmacy interviewing Mr. Lowry, one of the pharmacists at Woodstock Pharmacy, about purchasing and inventory control. Can you tell us how big the inventory here is at Woodstock?
Yes, Ms. Hamill, the inventory level here at Woodstock Pharmacy, it generates between, probably between 150 to 200,000.
Okay. And how do you maintain the desirable level of inventory on a daily basis?
What we generally do is periodically we have an opportunity to go in and do an audit looking at the levels, and we kind of calculate the day supply. So an ideal day supply for us is somewhere between 30 and 35 days on the shelf. We're able to cycle through what we have.
Okay, and who do you use as your wholesaler?
Currently we use McKesson as our primary wholesaler, and we do have some specialty wholesalers as well too for other specialty products like PCCA for our compounding.
Okay, and how quick does it come in when you make an order?
Generally with McKesson we have an overnight delivery on Fridays and Saturdays. However, it's going to be a Monday delivery, so usually during the week it's a 24-hour time frame. Some of the other products it takes a little longer, 2 or 3 days at a time.
Okay, and when you order a medication, what factors do you determine for ordering?
You know, typically when the prescription comes in, we look at several factors to determine what type of product we'll bring in. Obviously, if there's a generic available, we really counsel the patient to go generic for cost savings. However, if the prescription is written for a small quantity, we look at how quickly we think the product will go, or I guess the other prescriptions coming in for the same quantity or the same product. We'll look at maybe the smaller quantity. We also look at the cost savings. If there's a 1,000 count bottle available, if we know we're going to be going through it, we may order that as well. So there's a couple of factors.
And that was Woodstock Compounding Pharmacy in Woodstock, Georgia. And yes, Tanya, that was a spatula, not a microphone.
And now we can agree that purchasing is very important, and making the right purchasing decisions is critical in maintaining inventory.
Right.
To make the right purchasing decisions, we need to consider several factors. And as Dr. Chris Lowry pointed in his interview, choosing the right product is critical. Generally, pharmacists will try to substitute a generic if possible, because we try to choose the best product for the affordable price. And this is one of the significant factors that determines purchasing decisions. Pharmacists try to obtain the best price from the vendors and of course consider cost of goods sold, which is important element of the right price.
Right, and as a matter of fact, I know that Woodstock Pharmacy recently changed their vendor from a previous wholesaler in order to take advantage of some discounts, which gave them a better price both for their purchasing as well as their customers' purchasing. And when this happened, they actually had a technology change, so they had to get training on that, and they weren't as happy with the system for ordering, but like I said, they got a better price. So you see the give and take when you have a management that you've got to do. Woodstock's new vendor also allowed a quicker turnaround time when they place the order for the medications. This allows their patients to pick up something that maybe wasn't in stock the very next day. And I also know that with some of the medications, they've only got one patient taking them, and Woodstock will actually order that medication about 2 or 3 days before they know the patient will be due for their refill. That keeps it sort of in the lines of that just-in-time type of frame that they really aim for there.
Yes, and another important factor that has to be accounted in making purchasing decisions is the right quantity. We want to balance the supply with the customer's demands, and like Dr. Chris mentioned, They will often look at other drugs in the same therapeutic class to determine how much to maintain in stock. After we made the right purchasing decision, we still have to evaluate if we efficiently manage the inventory.
And there are several factors that determine how we would manage the inventory. One of them is the inventory turnover rate, which is actually cost of goods sold divided by the average inventory. You would like to target this at a high rate, although if you get too high, you actually could have an instance where you did not have the stock that you needed when the patient comes in for the medication.
We definitely don't want to do this.
No, we don't want that. There are 3 methods to evaluate your inventory. There's the visual method, which is what Woodstock Pharmacy uses, and Chris mentioned. Basically, when they use an item up, they will go and reorder it and just see if they've got enough in stock, and they may not reorder it. There's also the perpetual inventory control, which utilizes technology to at any moment give a report to tell how much inventory is in stock and whether they need to reorder. The third method is the periodic method, where the pharmacy will, on a regular basis, possibly monthly, possibly quarterly, go through their inventory and see what needs to be reordered. Another factor for evaluating management efficiency is the return policy, and many wholesalers will allow this every 48 hours or so. The last thing is technology and how this is able to aid in inventory control. So they're utilizing barcoding, point of sale scanners, radio frequency identification, online applications, and inventory management systems. And all of these things just work together in order to control and evaluate and probably reorder as well the inventory that's in stock.
Yeah, all of these technologies ensure the efficiency of inventory management control, so it's really convenient to use them.
And that's it for the 6 o'clock news desk. I'm Kate.
I'm Tatiana.
And you stay classy, Atlanta.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kate Hamill, one of Mercer's pharmacy students, and I'm interviewing Chris at Woodstock Pharmacy about
We're gonna talk about purchasing now.
Yeah.
You think we're gonna make out? Let's have a drink first. We're gonna be like,
And that was Woodstock Pharmacy and Compounding up in Woodstock, Georgia. And yes, Tanya, that was a spatula instead of a microphone. There's also the perpetual inventory control, which utilizes technology to at any moment give a report to tell how much inventory is in stock and whether they need to reorder. And the third is
technology, and you're gonna have to stop. I forgot. There's one more.
that was horrible. Can we not do that? Can we start over?